I mean, 13-4, 13-4 against Fluxo. They go up against Pain in the next round. You'd say a step up in competition. And it's 13-2, 13-10. They go into the grand final. They lose their map pick, but comfortably take map 2 and map 3. Even in the open qualifiers, the semi-final matchup to get them here today, Jay, 13-6, 13-6. So I'm looking at Imperial, I'm looking at the form, and I'm saying this is where they need to show their pedigree and show that they can 2-0.
Well, I'm certainly backing them for a 2-0 at this moment in time. Train is their pick. Let's see whether they can make it truly theirs. T-side start for the Imperial camp. Fluxo on the defensive line, taking quite a little bit of aggression. Imperial in particular, alongside Nyx there in the upper halls of the B-bomb site entryways, and the T's are expecting there to be some sort of push forward. They're just trying to hunt out exactly where. Leading the charge is Descenti. Check position, shoulders barely peeking out. Imperial can take down Try. Hell of a start. A follow-up from Nyx as well. The Julies have worked extremely well for the CT side. Imperial have to back off.
Yeah, Vinny's got to make sure that that bomb doesn't get dropped in uncomfortable territory. Che's trying to come out from T-Red just to make a kill happen, just to create some space.
A good kill on towards the first player. Still got history backed up. Imperial trying to engage from Pop Dog, but they've given away the man advantage now here, Fluxo. 3-on-3. Imperial have access to the bomb site, but they're going in for more. Art next to fall towards Che. He's going in completely dry, and he's making all these kills happen. 3 frags so far in the round. No one providing support, but Che is charging even closer. Vinny providing support from the back lines. Nyx finally gets one decent headshot in. There's no way dropped. He doesn't know where else to look towards, but Che finally gets his quadra, and that is a hell of a pistol for him.
What a round from Che to just show what he's made of on this Imperial team. He's joined the squad 13 days ago. He's already on a big winning streak with the team. He's proving the team is so successful, and he's proving why he's a great pickup. Now, if you're Fluxo, that's a tilting round to just start off the best of 3, isn't it? You've got the Brown Halls, you've got a little cheeky setup, you have yourself a 5v3, and it's just a complete collapse. Now, something that I didn't mention in the veto process, Jay, is that while Anubis is the insta-ban from Fluxo, they are yet to play an official on Train. So this is going to be their debut today.
We were remiss to mention that particular point, so looking at that Dust 2 pick from the Imperial side, but you are right. There were good positive signs in the early portions of that pistol, but still went the way of the squad that picked into this map. And the eco to follow suit shouldn't be too much more resistance from Fluxo either. Imperial make light work of this one.
Have any of our European viewers, Jay, or maybe the guys that just don't follow the local South American scene, Che got picked up by Fluxo. He was on that team and participated alongside Art and Nyx on the other team. He's been benched for a little while, but he's still been a part of the team. So this is going to be not only a rival matchup for him, but a matchup to prove against his old teammates why letting him go wasn't the right option, why they should have held on to him.
I mean, you want to talk about previous organisation. Sharks are also playing in this competition, and that was his other prior significant organisation as well. There might be a couple of previous meetings. But for now, Imperial certainly seems to be his home for the near future. Does lose one rifle, however. Doesn't quite get recovered. Does do so eventually from Descenti. So all's well that ends well there. Nothing major lost here for the Imperial side. Fluxo now to the rifles for the first time tonight.
And for Fluxo, you want to try and be active on the city side. I think teams are still trying to work out a baseline meta and understanding, certainly in different regions of the world, how you can try and find advantages. We're seeing Train being very T-sided at the moment. A lot of aggression out from T-Con. Difficult to take space from a CT point of view. But with no AWP, you've got Peria just getting towards the back bomb. Often see that area of the map that just gets mollied instantly by the Ts.
No way with a start on Art. Che takes some damage in return. The kill coming out of A main immediately from the Imperial side. Returns very sick from Fluxo, though. It does leave Che in a very awkward spot. Unfortunately, they got all the rifles out here. Might want to see if we can find one of those Galil players and pass the AK off towards them, get the maximum amount of impact out of that weapon. But for now, Imperial are at the advantage.
And this is for Fluxo where you start getting a bit desperate. Don't have a great amount of util. You've got no incendiaries left. So you're sitting back on the bomb sites. You're down by 1. Need to find a bit of a returning kill. Now, there's 3 towards A, but not a lot of activity. Ivy's not being watched directly, so that's where History's getting back into that area just to clear it out.
Those execution smokes towards Zed. Senti and Vinny in from Pop Dog. Che finally goes down towards Kai, but no way. Imperial go back and forth to the 3-on-3 as Imperial try and force out a man advantage. They're unsuccessful thus far. They almost lined up for Imperial, but no way. And try go for those peaks and headshots coming in thick and fast for them. 1v3 now for Nyx.
It just felt as if it was maybe a lack of discipline out there to the back of Bomb. And Nyx is going to try his best at the clutch. And Imperial were quite happy to just sit there, wait for the frag. You have a slight overswing from Imperial, just gets capitalized upon, and then that death zone at the back of T-Red towards Hell, it just starts picking off players. Fluxo off to a bit of an unpromising start. 0-3, haven't looked all that threatening. Imperial are probably looking at how the last best of 3 went down, Jay, and thought, we got off to a really good start. Let's try and not only go 3-0, but keep pushing it. Let's see how long we can keep the streak going for.
Well, by all accounts, should be getting up to 4. Only a half buy available for Fluxo. Money's not been their game so far today. Early doors, the 5-7 trying to catch him off guard, and he actually gets quite an amount for it. Even to the AK. Knows there's a player in the corner. Might get 2 of them. No, a little bit too far off. But look at the amount of work that 5-7 has just done. Kai knows that you can put further smokes in, go back for that AK, and try and dish out some more.
And notice how much space has been taken elsewhere. You've got Nyx that's pressed up all the way in the brown halls. So, bit of an off angle that's going to be difficult to clear for the T's, depending on where the default goes from this point onwards. I would say that Vinny has to take a lot of the example and a lot of the leadership in this round, not from a calling perspective, but to get them out of trouble. With the HP being so low, you almost need to start baiting players to make sure that the trades are successful.
And this round suddenly went from a formality to suddenly very difficult affair now for the Imperial side. They're fortunate to have these AKs, but there's Kevlar for the players of the CT forces. Exact same setup as well with the stairs and ramp control.
Great clearance here. They know it's going to be A now.
That's all info. They will just push that last player up and through to the apartments and just clear out everything. They can set up a backstab if they're fast enough. And Pop Dog is a consideration as well for Fluxo. 25 seconds from Imperial. They don't know how much trouble they're about to be in for. Kai is the first player to receive. AK does look on Superior. Vinny makes his way out. Back turn. High HP individual now dead to right. Advantage well and truly for Fluxo. Try. Does force out one decent pick. Nyx from range misses his bullets. Can't get any more out of this. Bomb needs to go down though. 5 seconds. Player close. Nowhere gets the kill. Descendi follows it up. I don't think they've got time for this. No! History just needs to stay alive. He took a very risky challenge at the very end of that round, but he does come away alive and does come away with the victory for Fluxo.
It's a good effort there for Imperial. There's, what, 15 seconds on the clock. You've lost your player of the high HP that's coming out from that Ivy gap position. You're trying to tap the bomb. You're trying to draw those fights. And for the most part, it's working, isn't it? Players are taking jewels. Fluxo are getting on the front side. It's just that they couldn't quite catch off that last player. And Fluxo finally win there first. But now we've got to start seeing some stability. They've got the AWP up for history. They know they'll be up against a weakened buy. This is where you can strengthen yourself.
AK's Galil Tech 9. That is a setup for Imperial. Talking about that streak that they had gained and hoping to extend it to 4 rounds in a row, but the damage that Fluxo have output have certainly had its impact, and it's coming to fruition right now. Their chance to swing things back to an even stance on that scoreboard. See whether a bomb plant can come through from the Imperial camp. I've got Nyx set and ready to receive them. Utility just in the way of the execution for now, but it will come down.
Very defensive on B from Fluxo, giving a lot of respect to at least the bomb going down with these. The first wave of util starts coming out. Pyria still doesn't see Try on the edge of the smoke. Going
for those flashes to blind them off. Good counter incendiary there from Pyria. They have to force forward at the blue train. A very awkward spray from Nyx. Arc can return back. Try is going to get up close and personal towards that said connector angle. CTs are forced to fall away. The bomb is going down on default. Fluxo out of the round.
And this is the worst outcome possible from Fluxo.
Yeah.
You've been given a bit of a gift where you've won an eco that you probably shouldn't have. The economy is going to be rattled, so win that, go up, start giving yourself a round streak, stabilizing your own economy, start getting some momentum on the board, and you've got a pretty good read. You've got 2 on B, bit of an off angle out there to the opposite side of heaven, and it's just a pure whiff. Nyx is struggling against the aggression, and from a calling perspective, from Imperial's point of view, notice how much space they're taking. They realize we're on a weakened buy, we don't have a huge amount of util, let's not just prioritize getting the bomb down straight away and slowing the round in. We want to try and get aggressive and cut rotations. They've got players all around that con smoke, and it just means for the CTs, it's uncomfortable. Nyx and Imperial, the 2B players, get absolutely no success.
All right, up in their faces, Imperial now up to 4. The 4th round they were looking for, not on the streak, but still to the lead and to extend it even further. The rebuys back of the CT forces will once again be looking awkward. They have at least got the AWP out, but the support around it is lopsided. UMP for Art, MP9 for Nyx. Got a couple of saved M4s on the T side the same, but still all rifles across the board for them.
They get a boost up from Try to look over that smoke and catch Pyria straight away. And nicely done for Imperial. Art gets a spam kill on a return, and Kai can try and assist with maybe another flashbang into T-Con, try and keep that pressure up.
Once again, close towards T-Con, and so much damage being done by Fluxo whilst being in that advanced position. Kill found on Try, Che down to 49. Nothing that Imperial haven't been able to return towards the CTs this time. Now Nyx is ready for an aggressive fight here in Heaven over on the B-bomb side. The Senti to check it. Decent dink down, but the AK will win out the headshot. Fights the advantage well and true to the favour of the T side. Is going to once again take all of this map control away from the CT forces. I don't even know if they realise that this player is extended. Finds a crack angle against Kai and gets that kill. Art on 12. Can't do much to hold it. History's backstab could have been impactful if they would hold off against the bomb plant, but the reality is if Fluxo just can't do that from here. Save once again, 5th on the board of Imperial.
What we're noticing in the pro scene with the B-site anchors on Train J is that if you're having an uncomfortable day, okay, you're struggling to hold the bomb side, you are just going to get punished consistently, because if you're not going 1-for-1 or maybe getting 1.5 kills, it's such a tough site to retake, because how do you rotate through con when all the util's down, when a smoke's been thrown in there, a molly, you get blocked. So, okay, you want to go all the way back down towards CT? Mate, it takes ages, doesn't it? You've got to go all the way through Ivy, you've got to come out all the way out from spawn. So we're starting to notice very quickly that if anchors are struggling, it's most of the time instant saves. It's holding onto rifles, it's rebuying up in the next. And B has been the constant hit for Imperial, and Fluxo haven't been able to do much against it.
Whether it be inferior weaponry or just straight up whiffs, you're right. Got to bolster that B-bomb site defensive for Fluxo. At least they've got money in reserve, and alongside the saved weapons, it means that they can afford another investment. This time with an AK upgrade for Art.
Because I don't think you can deny that the takes towards A main have looked pretty good from Fluxo, haven't
Yeah.
they? They've always been able to get trades. They're always putting decent damage down towards that area of the map.
Well, let's see whether they can get aggressive again. I mean, you're seeing already Imperial set up behind the red train, and again, they have put the smokes down and just taken blind sprays, gotten very successful with them. And there it is, case in point. Tries to peek into his history. The AWP of the CT side has got the opening kill.
And now we're starting to see more brown holes being taken. Pyria doesn't want to over-aggress through that smoke. No way down on the other side. It's another spam kill from Art in the area.
And dropped the bomb as well here, the CT side. Nyx has caught Descenti on the B defensive, so finally things are really starting to go right for the Fluxo side. 5-on-2. With no way in Vinny, no way to crack open these entry positions. Pyria start to get checked. The shoulder bait for information. No way sprays very, very messy. It does come together in the end. Losing a lot of HP, which will not help his campaign. At least grab that bomb, but he jumps right into the man. Kai can get Vinny also on the return, and Fluxo will win the round.
And this is history's kind of best of 3, and maybe qualifier overall to make a statement. Now, he's been a part of the team for, what, 35 days? And Fluxo's in a bit of uncomfortable form. They're not performing to the best of their abilities. I'm looking at the game that they've had most recently in CCT, where they got invited to the round of 16. They got knocked out by the Bounty Hunters, couldn't even take a map in that series. That is a pretty big upset. They should be beating those guys pretty easily. And with such an important qualifier on the line, you want to prove, okay, I'm the new pickup. This is what I'm going to do against a top team in the comp.
For a guy that's been on this roster before as well, only reinstated this year, Che straight in for Imperial, once again trying to apply early aggression, but this time Fluxo have posted up the brick wall and Imperial have walked smack into it. Try losing teammates left, right and center, trying to find an angle of attack, trying to find some sort of trade, but nothing is getting found at all. He's got a bomb on his back, so he needs to be careful not to lose all sorts of control. Descenti also knows that there's a player back there at Pop Dog. Are you going to be able to find an angle on Nyx? The answer to that question right now is no.
This is starting to look promising, isn't it? Back-to-back rounds where Fluxo's been able to put a lot of intent towards that T-Con area. They're working picks, playing around the red train. You've got your back green player that's constantly holding that sightline down with the AWP of history. Imperial are going to have to save. A 2v5's not worth going for it. Money's uncomfortable. Perhaps we're finally going to start seeing a bit of a competitive game, and that's what we've all come here for. I know we were talking about it a few days ago. There was a head-to-head. It was a blowout. But what we want to see is a three-mapper game. We want to see competitive scorelines. We don't want these 13-4s to be a consistent rivalry between Fluxo and Imperial.
Both teams have a lot to offer. Not much left for Imperial in this round, however. Have to save their weapons into the next. No sense in Descenti and try going for anything silly here. And Fluxo, a lot of time to go for the hunt, but they also need to build up their own cash. And 5 players maintaining their lives alongside the 3 AK seems like a very tasty little setup for them. We'll start prodding around T-Con again, but we'll not see any of these players, so... A very successful round, a very successful follow-up that should come through from Fluxo. The money's not great from Imperial, on the contrary. Descenti and try on the $100 markers for cash. Do they go for the investment around it? It seems like Trey wants to get at least a Galil out, but that seems to be the full extent of the buy.
This entire best-of-3 series is going to be the battle of the in-game leaders, Jay. Vinny and Art were teammates on Furia from February 6th, 2018 to November 25th, 2021. A long-time career on that roster, and both of them made their name a part of that organization.
Still remember when they first broke through.
Hey, you casted them out in America, didn't you?
Yeah. MDL.
When was that? How early to... Do you remember what time period that was?
This is 2019, so this was like...
Fresh Furia.
Exactly. So just when they were starting to break out.
I was going to say, was that still with Abel J back then? Or was he gone?
That's tough to remember. It was 6 years ago now. But I have to fact check that. But it was definitely within that sort of time frame, roughly. Because it was a very old Furia lineup, I'll give you that.
Yeah, he was one of the opening riflers, I guess you could say, for the squad, and then he parted ways, and that was it. We never heard from him again.
Lost to the sands of time.
Lost to streaming, I think it was. That's where he went.
Semi-likely, all things considered. Well, this round is lost to Imperial. Fluxo once again overwhelming them, and you did see them actually pick up 4 AKs for a moment with the trade back from Descenti is giving Che to recover one of those, but the bomb was dropped in Ivy and this round has fallen to pieces rather quickly. Again, not too unexpected. They only had the 2 rifles and the extra Galil, plus the pistols that were bought in of upgrades. Good taps from Che, at least going to take some of these AKs out, but as he falls, Descenti needs to hold on to his weapon. It doesn't look like they're going to go all the way around the corner here. Fluxo will start to catch up to Imperial. 1 round to the good on this T-side lead. The money should stack. They should be able to drop guns. Should be able to get together the majority of the buy.
What are your thoughts on Train, Jay? Because one of the sort of elements I consider when new maps come into the pool, whether that be Ancient, Anubis, is quite quickly changes are being made. Map geometry is changing. That just hasn't really happened with Train at all.
Well, I will say,
just left it.
That's the thing. Is like I will say that I imagine that Valve are like looking at how things are playing out and trying to figure out where those changes are made. Because I also think that the map itself, in terms of how it's played, can adapt very, very quickly because it is so new. I mean, you yourself were saying that the teams are still trying to feel out how what the metagame is basically for this map. And there are some aspects of the new Train that, and as a Train fan, by the way, it was my favorite map in the pool back before it got taken out. As a Train fan, I have to say that I appreciate the developments that they've made to the CT side, forcing players and to be, or not forcing them, but like making it more beneficial to get aggressive and to take map control away, particularly with the Pop Dog changes. I wasn't sure how I felt about Pop Dog until I saw it in action in professionals. So yes, I don't know how people are going to counter that and whether that will make it better or worse in time. But I will say that I am a big fan of how this new Train plays. Certainly better than Vertigo. So admittedly, that's not a very high bar to clear, but you know, just I like it so far.
I gotta admit, every time I'm pugging train, I still try and get on the back of back green, and get on top of the train. You just can't do it. Your mind, it still thinks about the old geometry of how certain positions used to be played. Imperial back with their proper buy. Now, it is going to be limited because of where the economy's been with the last couple of rounds, especially with the saves. So a Deagle out for Try, Galil for Vinny, and AKs for the rest. Now, we've seen how the B site is pretty much crumbled for Fluxo on the CT perspective. You've got Nyx that's just playing towards the back of Blue, and then a deeper teammate of Art, actually, with the AK. Now, he has both an Incendiary and a Molly to block.
Flash is sent, Nyx fully blinded. I don't think Kai is in the back lines, but Nyx are going to force forward. Art gets a kill onto Chase. Nowhere gets Nyx. Art able to triple up on the back lines. Try, decent kill, but only one of them. Decenti suddenly all alone. 1 on 3. Kai all the way from spawn capitalizes with the kill of his own. That is a wonderful defense from Art.
Yeah, Art's just shown in that round that he can stall for enough time. He's playing from the back of oil. He's not over-peaking. He's not giving too much of a jiggle away. There's a lot of raw individual impact. But notice how Piria's also out there from connect up. So they can sort of peek on the contact. They can peek together. And it makes it very uncomfortable from the trading point of view. It's surprising that we're not seeing more tacticals from Imperial because they've hit a brick wall and they have not been able to formulate an answer on how they could post more T rounds.
Started off so well, 5-1 at one point, now it's gone 5 apiece. Resting on that CT side perhaps, either way. Fluxo are the ones in full control, and they're going to make light work of this round as well. Bit of a half buy that came in, although Vinny did go a little bit deep onto his own cash basis. Won't be a problem because of the kills coming in, the extra bonus for Try that should be able to get all the weapons and all the money together for a final buy in round 12. Lacking in the AWP department, but that should also be fine for the T's. Fluxo at least guarantee that they will not lose the half, which is not what I was expecting at the about 5 rounds ago or so. But can they take full control of the CT side? Imperial have certainly let this one slip by the wayside.
Now, Fluxo just keep that round streak going. Art aggressively trying to see if he can maintain that T-con. At the moment, doesn't see much util coming out from the spawn perspective. So okay, they're not trying to challenge. This is where we can slow the round down. We can get players in position to watch the edge of the smoke, just in case the T's do pop out on the front side of it.
The Imperial taking a very slow approach to this one, as are Fluxo, not quite as aggressive in Brown Halls anymore. We've got history posted in the Pop Dog entrance. Being the most forward player of this CT aggression, alongside Nyx out the ramp entrance as well. Vinny starting to make his way down the stairs, running right into that AWP though. And the flashbang, force history back, Galil to face, loses life.
Yeah, Vinny's just trying to bait the AWP there and is unsuccessful. Now, No Way and Che, they start walking on the contact because they know that they need to be able to take map control elsewhere. They need to put some pressure on, and it's going to come down to the AWP again to make 2 kills happen.
Secondary shot for history all the way in the back lines. I know he's repositioned to the left-hand side as well. Triple in. Big frags. The back line certainly held. 2v5. Imperial looking like a far cry than how they started this match off with. Decenti now moving closer. Looking for Kai as Che goes forward to Nyx, and Kai will close out the last 7-5 at the turn. Wonderful stuff from Fluxo, but it is their T-side next. Can they handle it? We'll find out. be a given, but however, it's up to Fluxo to take on the task of the T half, the attacking side, traditionally the more difficult one of Train. The question is, can they do it, Dwayne? Certainly with Art's performance, you might be able to give him at least a little bit of credit.
And it's complete contrast to the best of 3 days ago. He was struggling, Jay. He was towards the bottom of the board, and he wasn't bringing impact. Just 19 kills in 2 maps combined. Today, he's got 10 kills, and in the first half.
He's not the only one up there as well. History at 10, Kai at 9. Fluxo 7-5 at this moment, trying to extend it with an execution that seems to be set towards the A-bomb site. The CT entrance has been locked off. One of 2 smokes they have available. Flashbangs coming in towards the apartment, but Descenti is going to get the kill outside of T-Con. Kai and Nyx down and out. Art trying to fight back towards Zed, seeing where Vinny is, but just gets nothing out of it. History finally with 1 trade, but all of his teammates have gone down around him, can double up, but needs a full-blown ace in this round and less than half HP. It seems very unlikely.
Descenti makes that look free. Out there towards Hell, he starts tapping away. And with some support from the teammates, they close the round down quickly. However, History's just trying to show that he can make it expensive. Now, are we being realistic saying this 1v2 has a chance? Doesn't have a huge chance. He's got no armor. He's low on HP. But with the timing, if he taps the bomb, draws Vinny out in the open, let's just see.
He's crept around towards that B-bomb site. Back from spawn all the way. At least a little bit of cash seems likely for Fluxo here.
Imperial playing a setup where they're just giving respect to the plant. They realize there's no point splitting up. Let's just play together, and if the bomb goes down, that's when we can just run in.
Only 15 seconds for History. Thinking that they're going to pack up as well. Plant will be secure. They'll see nothing on that A-bomb site, so they'll know it has to be a B play. No kit on the retake, though.
Julie's expecting a fight straight away, whether that's coming from the ramp of Brown Halls or Heaven. History's going to fight straight away.
Here's both of them. P250 is the headshot. Vinny's gone down, but Shay holds control. Holds the trade and will hold the round from Imperial. Pistol win, still giving a bar plant over towards Fluxo, though. What's the chance of a force buy here?
Oh, very high. That's disappointing from Imperial. They had a 5v1, and it looks as if not much is going to be generated. There's going to be no chance for plant. Maybe 1 player goes down at absolute most. There's no buy. There's no pressure. And then instantly, not only have you given History a chance in the round, but he gets a bomb down. He gets so much kill bonus that he's going to get an AK, and he looks as if he's going to chuck it off to someone else.
One rifle to speak of here for the T side. Versus the 3 over in Imperial. The Deagle of Pyria is the first player to strike, though. Straight on try. Straight out of T-Con. And straight down goes try to start. 1-man advantage with no HP really taken back from Imperial.
We're seeing a very passive line of offense where they're actually hoping that the CTs get a bit hungry. They're hoping that they take some map control away. Nix and Co are just clearing out the majority of these close angles in from the Brown Halls, but there's so many options to this round. Retaking T-Con, making a bit of a press out to Ivy. It's just a search mission from Fluxo.
The search has yielded no results for now, but not like that makes a difference to the round in terms of their advantage. They start to form up towards an A split, and only 1 man to actually defend the bomb site proper. Descenti even hidden behind the trains. Back at old hell. The smokes will block off his backup in no way. Also, there was the Ivy entrance. Descenti is waiting for someone to peek in towards him. They're going to have to cross past this position to get that bomb down. And Art gives up the ghost. So that's 1 trade to be found from range. You've still got close range players. Pistols and MAC-10s and all, but it's Kai's AK that gets the first frag. Deagle back from Pyria for a second time. Trade's going to sneak right into the hands of Nyx, whose MAC-10 will follow up once again for the Fluxo side. Vinny with a decent couple of kills, but will not be able to get all of them, which he needed to do, being exposed as he was. Fluxo with a fantastic response.
And that's only possible because of History's impact on the pistol rounds. And now you start seeing not only the ramifications of what's happened in the last couple, but now you start considering double eco status, Imperial most likely down 6 to 10 on the CT side. We're entertaining a conversation of Fluxo upsetting on map 1 and taking the opposition map pick of Train. That would be a world of a statement to start off this best of 3.
One of those things we talk about Train being such a popular pick with the underdogs because you can catch teams off guard because the map is still not fully well known. Imperial instead picking in towards it and Flux having a few tricks up their sleeve. Mostly down to individual performers though. Art of course having his impact. History top fragging. History with a fantastic pistol to start off the second half. It was Peria's Deagles in the last round. Wonderful, wonderful shooting. Fluxo ahead by 2. Imperial forced by yields no AKs. 5-7 close from Che. Fluxo proven can do a lot of damage. Swing forward alongside Try. And both players will trade back Vinny's death. 4-on-3 now from Imperial. And there's a rifle to work with.
Even No Way with the scout defensively out from Ivy is in a position to just keep falling back. Now, if the T's go out towards the A-bomb site directly, no worries. But if they go towards spawn, that's where he's going to generate impact.
Oh, No Way. What a headshot. Kai is down. History cannot hunt him. Looking for another one. Oh, what a flick. History is exactly what he is. Imperial has access to the A-bomb site, can theoretically get the bomb down, but the concern is the 1 versus 4. He'll Molotov off Zed. Ensure that no one can move to that position, but the fight's individually based from range against an AK. Che doubles up, and Imperial, more than one impressive moment in that round. They'll instantly answer back to Fluxo. We go back and forth for the first couple of rounds of this half. Bomb plant bonuses for the T side will only yield so much, but they did get their first round win here on T with a force by the same.
I don't think they should force here. If they force, it's a mistake. Don't keep that pressure up. You didn't do enough in that last round. Now, from a fundamental point of view, Jay, that was an excellent round for Imperial. Notice how much aggression and challenges there were in the Pop Dog and Brown Halls, but then the respect towards Ivy. You don't want to just keep the pressure up everywhere on the map. You want to give certain rooms to freedom, and No Way with the scout has delivered to give Imperial a goodbye. I disagree with this from Fluxo.
We'll see how much it will come back to bite them, or whether Imperial can pull off miracles out of T-Con again. No, dead first player in the round to Descenti this time. Flash is going over real quick for the T side as Fluxo try and work their way in, but Molotovs of the CT forces are forcing them to hold back, and they can adjust well. Descenti sneaks forward with a triple. USP out. History falling to Vinny. There's extra AKs to pick up, and all Nix transferred towards an all. A quadra from Descenti this time, answering well back to History's quadra earlier on. 8 apiece. Fluxo not even getting away with the bomb plant this time. They were completely backhanded out of that round.
And I'm not going to say I was the ghost whisperer there, Jay, to say that I could have seen that coming, but I think we need to look at that round and keep it in the back of our minds, and then think about towards the end of Train, was that decision the reason that Fluxo was not able to take this map? Was that the round that then spurred Imperial into the strength that we saw at the beginning of the game?
Because you'll see them harsh ecoing for this round, of course, $1,900, meaning there'll be a buy in the next round, but Imperial already have a lot of strength in this. If you're looking at the Tech 9 of Art to try and take at least one of these AKs out of the picture, Che is one of them here on B. Kill off against Art, drops that upgrade pistol. It's only Glocks from here, and he'll have to call in for backup because he is 44 HP. Art did his damage, but not enough.
And it could be a little while until we see Try on the big green, knowing that most of the team shouldn't go down. It should be 5 alive. In this one, you're going to rock all of the rifles, keep them in, and then only when a player drops, you're going to get the big green out. And Fluxo, the lower you run the clock, the more util that's going to get baited, which makes the round slightly more expensive. Maybe there's a plant on B. It's actually a very defensive setup here for Chase, so the bomb should go down.
Cash injection to bolster up the buy state, so at least avoid the potential buy differential, the buy superiority from Imperial. But in terms of this round, they will not take any of those rifles out. They got close on Descenti, but all 5 are alive. All 3 AKs remain, and Imperial have the lead for the first time since they took it away from Fluxo at the start of the map up. That buy will certainly be bolstered. AK's already coming in from Fluxo.
And this has got to be the qualifier where Imperial will make a statement to say, hey, it doesn't matter what the rankings show. We're the best team here. Yeah, we might have had to grind the open qualifiers, but we're the ones that have been at Pro Leagues. We've been at IEMs. We're qualified to both majors. We are legitimately the #1 team in this qual. So even if you put up a couple of rounds of maybe some reassistance, maybe you show that it's tough at times, we're still going to win all the maps. We're still going to win all the best of 3s.
Yeah, it was Sharks and Fluxo that got invited via the VRS ranking to the closed qualifier. Imperial to make it towards the open. Come back to that in a second because Che is getting aggressive here. He's trying to fight Fluxo fire on fire, but unable to connect any of the kills here. But just to go back to what I was saying, again, it was Sharks and Fluxo that were invited by VRS, whereas actually I would say that Imperial have had the much better start towards the year. So in terms of the here and now, I would rate them above everybody else. Even if you've seen Fluxo end things off 2024 extremely well, even if you've seen Sharks go second place at a LAN, international LAN at that. 60 seconds on the clock. Che's got so many players to see, but he gets nothing for his spray. Kai, instant headshot. Descenti now, many players spreading out past the B hallways. Is he going to catch history? No, he's just barely peeked away from him. But in at heaven, he can still fight back, get a kill, double up. From range on his Mac 10 will get a trade back. See where Try is as well. Vinny sneaking up the back, and you've got players in at Z that will start making their way in for the retake. Art is still close to contact, though.
Kai's made noise. Vinny's got the info all about the backstabs now.
Baited him in. Well played. Pyria now to move on these last couple of players. Heard those footsteps all the same. They are close towards the bomb, but it's on the default side of Train. Tap burst. Awkward from Pyria, but it comes together against Try. Couldn't react in time. No way. No smoke with a defuse kit. Can't cover himself up on the defuse. And Kai will sneak up towards Heaven himself. Triple for him in the round. Fluxo are even again.
It's a shame that the bomb plant isn't being open, because if it is, it's a completely different round. Bomb plant denial adds a bit more pressure, a little bit more chaos in the comms, but I guess in that round, you know that Brown Halls has been compromised. You don't know if there's a Heaven player, so while players are swinging out, they're pre-aiming towards Heaven. You get that bomb down safely. There's no denial, and Imperial finally get not only one AWP, but a double AWP sequence on Train.
Ramping up the firepower, ramping up the pressure on both themselves and Fluxo. Tries AWP immediately in towards the Brown Halls at the Heaven angle. Tried to get an early shot off, but got, I think, dinked down or something happened to him. 3 points of health. Not a lot to play with now in the round, so immediately that double AWP has been almost completely negated.
Che doesn't have a huge amount of util to block either. Doesn't have an incendiary, only a smoke. Needs to be a bit of an info play from Imperial. They've smoked off Pop, and Descenti's clearing out Olive, and he's seeing nothing. That should start getting the idea of sending a second player over towards B and Zcon.
Senti, re-smoke on Pop Dog. Molly goes down towards T-Con as well for the CT side. Nyx is suppressed. Fluxo's main force is as well. The bomb is outside of T-Con, so this looks to be the A hit.
That's a good pause. I like this off angle. This is B Descenti down in towards T-Con doing a lot of damage, and No Way's got a slight chance to get the opener and then just distract for the rest of the T's.
Another Olaf is secured. Smoke to the back. Flashes coming in well placed against the AWP. He's forced to take a shot, which he just can't win. Now turn attention towards Ivy, but no one's out there. Descenti in the open behind E-Box, getting killed off by Art. Decent trade for Vinny, but he needs his backup soon, and No Way comes in against Kai. Good shot to a man advantage now, but history is right on the other side of that corner, and the Mac 10 comes forward from Art instead. Sneaking into the back, Vinny presses on against history, makes it a 3 versus 2. He has got Try right behind him. The AWP low, kill found against Pyria, and Che moves up to contact. And to win the round from Imperial, a lead is regained. The double AWP stay in play.
Notice how much time stalling is going on directly on the bomb side, and how the CTs are still trying to offer fights. They're not giving the respect of saying, hey, you can just get the bomb down straight away. You've got the AWP in at Hell that's still kind of moving around. You've got Vinny in Con that's just constantly being a threat to those T-side players trying to cross out directly to the bomb train. One AK gets saved from Vinny. Bit more individual impact from him. Didn't see a lot in the first half.
Contrast to his former teammate who was at the top of the board for Fluxo. For Imperial, it might not matter. They're in the lead. They've got stars of their own. Fluxo's force is also in effect. AWP of history. Lil's in for Art. Tech 9 and Mac 10. Certainly lopsided.
Vinny and Descenti just want to keep blocking out to T-Con, and that just minimalizes the amount of map control that Fluxo really have. And don't have anything pressed towards Ivy at the moment. Few players towards Pop Dog and Brown Halls. It gets silent. The clock starts running. And now for Fluxo, I'm kind of looking at the weaponry, Jade. I'm thinking, who's going to open up this round? History setting up util, so is it one of the riflers? Is it Imperial or Art to get the opening kill?
And they're putting Kai as the first player out of Pop Dog. Imperial hiding passive over at T-Con because they haven't really got a lot of breathing room. Again, smoke's going in deep from the CT side. They've got no more that they can put out on the bomb site directly. Instead, the smoke start coming down for another A execution. No way. Flashed off angle back at red train. Nick seeing where that man is. He gets away with Imperial at least, but Kai has still worked that Tech 9 to success. Vinny trades 15 seconds. He's on the bomb train though. Is this his moment of impact? 3v3 for now. No man advantage. He won't deny the bomb point. His teammate will try to do so instead. Smoke's about to clear. Art's going to be revealed. Transfer back towards the second player and Nix will drop. History with an AWP pick back. And now to reposition. No one's on the bomb just yet for the CT side. They've got kits on both. And no one is seen. Try not sticking out. He almost gave himself over towards History. Tapped it once. Falls in line. History with a kill. Turn back towards Jay. And make it a 1v3 for Fluxo to go even again.
Oh, yeah. Just when Vinny starts making the play, gets on an advanced angle, off angle, not anticipated with the smoke cleared to get both players, it's History that has to try and work the clutch. And for the young man in a high-pressure scenario late in the game, he delivers the all-important round to tie it up at 10 apiece.
Huge, huge clutch. And one that might have ramifications on this matchup. Tactical has been called in by Imperial. You were asking for them earlier on during the first half, but here in the second, they've now burned through 2. And for right good reason. They just got their backsides proverbially handed to them. The money is not great for the CT side. You're seeing FAMAS out for Che. The weakened weapon as part of the overall setup. Fluxo may have found their tipping point. This is a swing round because they themselves lost a lot. So the buy on the T half isn't great either. And this could decide who wins the map points.
A lot of flashes indicating an A rush out of T-Con, but that's not the case. Instead, you've got a heavy boost to get Try looking up into T-Con.
Couldn't quite spot March. Smokes are in the way, and some story for Ivy as well. Art gets Try right through the smoke, though, predicting well on where he was, looking down to that CT entrance, and finds the opening man advantage.
This is where Imperial either need to be a little bit gambly or actually be very active and start getting a read on the round, because you said it from the outset, the weaponry's not fantastic because the money's not there. So late in the round, you're going to be struggling with the util. You've got 2 smokes left on Descenti and Vinny. You've got a single incendiary on the AWPer. You've got Che down here on the B-bomb site, just jiggling. Once he sees a flash, maybe a smoke, he can drop that HE. 3 on B, so this is the gamble right now for Imperial.
Smokes are in the way. Advantage sits with Fluxo. Imperial feel like they want to play a safe setup off the back of this B-bomb's execution. So passive from the AWPer, expecting someone to come towards Heaven. Now seeing utility coming in. Molotovs to drive him back into the back lines. Is he going to get any of the kills though? He's unscoped. Flash blinded. Crack angle seeing one player. Looks towards Heaven where History will capitalize upon the confusion. And now these last CTs have got to save their weapons. There is no choices about it. And that will be Fluxo back in the lead at a critical juncture in this match.
It looked as if it was going to be a B gamble, and it ended up being a bit of an A gamble. You leave the AWP to take first contact, but everybody else is sitting on connector or towards the A site lines. You've got to be realistic with yourself and say that Try is a much more experienced player than History, but if we're going off of raw impact, it's night and day. 9 kills and 13 deaths for Try versus 18 kills and 10 deaths for History, with not only a clutch, but a follow-up round of a single kill that opens up a bomb site. Fluxo to 11. Imperial struggling. You start thinking to yourself, could this be the chance where Art and Co get up onto map point first, and do you even buy here? I'd probably like to see a force. I don't think you give them the respect of OT.
What's the call, Imperial? What's the call, Vinny? Nah, they're going to save him. Catch will build. They will have a definitive buy in the next round. And these three M4s will have to post up threat if they want to deny that map point from Fluxo and be a pivotal steal in their best of 3 campaign. Imperial decided this map over Dust 2, which they got 13-4 over Fluxo only in the past weekend. We made this bed that they shall lie in it. Is it a bed of roses or a bed of thorns? Early doors into round 22. Nothing major gain from Imperial or Fluxo at the moment. Kai trying to get a little bit of information and does bait Noe into a spray, but nothing to yield to kill.
They need to get these M4s set up for an early kill, don't they? Try and get a 5v4. Give yourself some leverage in the round. At the moment, Che's got no more util to use on B. Tries hearing the runaway. A USP against Kai on the backstab.
Fight from Try doesn't go as well as he'd like it to. Obviously, weapon advantage sits with the T side. Running this clock extremely low, though. Good smoke timing from Vinny at Pop Dog. That will disallow Nix and Art. It's down to these 3 main players to enter. They might have to flash their way forward to this.
And we saw this play on the aggressive move last time, but it didn't warrant out. Try needs to be the bait. He needs to set up Vinny, and no way's getting aggressive now.
Molotoving Zed off here. It's going to stall for even more time inadvertently for Flux. They don't know how aggressive the TTs have gotten here. Finally, kills coming in for Try and Vinny as they combine. No way with a follow-up. Looks back from Olof and doubles up. Kai can get away with a trade back, but it's still a 3 versus 2. Try is close. Trying to engage, dishing out more damage, but they're just stalling for time at this stage. Kai in history, get those kills. Descenti, he's only got a USP. He's got to get the right pick at the right time. Just facing, getting history. Oh, he just gets Kai as well. Timing is everything, and he timed it to perfection as Imperial steal it again.
Excellent time stalling from everyone in that round for Imperial. You've got bait setups to get the M4s involved. You've got the jiggle from the back of T-Red, just trying to stay alive for as long as possible. And Descenti knows they can't get off that bomb. So as long as I kill the player that's not planting, I give myself the best chance possible to win that 1v2. And it's not easy because he's got to jump up on the train, which takes the inaccuracy off, but he gets it done just about 11-11. We saw Fluxo win an eco in the first half. Now we've seen Imperial do it back to them.
Admittedly, they had 3 saved rifles, but you're right. It was a USP that won that round, not an M4. They might have contributed some, but Descenti, 20 frags deep. MVP of the game, most certainly, from Imperial. Not for that 1 round alone. Che, Incendio expecting them to rush their way in towards the B-bomb site, and they are indeed going to do that. Overwhelming is the name of the game for the MAC-10. Advantage established. B taken. Is there even a retake from Imperial? The money's still not great. I might have to go back to the overtime plan. And that does seem to be the call. They're back up Ivy. Fluxo will hit map point despite how incredible that previous round was.
I don't think Che's done anything wrong in that round. He's jiggling towards ramp. He's put the incendiary down. He knows that the buy is going to be slightly weakened. At least a few players, so most likely it's the MAC-10 or maybe a Pestle that's going to be the front runner. So if you can take that contact straight away, you're going to do the damage and you're going to try and stall. The problem is not much damage is being done at all. He gets completely overwhelmed. Fluxo gets the bomb site. Imperial can save, and both teams, they're just coming back and forth with one another with some of these X-Factor rounds where one player's making the difference, and that's just it. That just calls it straight away.
Well, Imperial only losing the 1 player means that they can rebuy. Drop weapons. And use a final tactical. Only right time to call it. It is the last round of regulation. So credit to them for spacing them out. But this will be an overtime kind of play. They have no other choice in the matter. Round 24 to play for. Fluxo trying to nip this one in the bud and take Imperial's map pick.
Now, Fluxo know they have to jump at this opportunity. Anytime you've got a map point against a top team like Imperial, and knowing that it's on their pick, you can't force this to OT. Close at 13-11, get yourself 1-0 up in the series, and put the pressure back on the favorites. Make it uncomfortable for Vinny and Co to get back in the series. It's a strong buy for the T's, and I'm going to be looking out for history in the mid to late round. I'm not really looking at him to strike an opener, But I'm thinking cutting rotations, post-plant. I've seen a lot from him so far, and round 24 is where I'm going to keep in my eyes.
We go for Imperial. Make sure utility just out of Zed. Or T-Con, rather. The Senti hearing his footsteps in the apartments. You've got utility coming in from his teammates. The smoke off the entrance. Tries AWP. Ready for a first shot. Doesn't connect. You've got to put that incendiary down. Che is right there in support, though. Nice double setup. The Senti looking to press on towards Kai. Oh, timing's everything, and Kai's caught looking the wrong way. 5 on 3 now for Imperial, and they're making their way out here. Fluxo. Nix can get down Che. The AWPer is still watching for contact. Misses a shot try, just gets out of the way. Now to look towards the cross. Imperial takes a leg shot. No way can take Nix back. It's 4 versus 2, making it 3 with History's AWP picked back. Tries fallen. Man up for Imperial on the retake.
Yeah, this is down to History to play. His teammate's low, but he misses the chance.
Shot missed, goes down to the Senti. Imperial can't do anything from that. It's 12 apiece. We're going to overtime.
Indeed we are. And notice how Art gets baited there, Jay. So previously, he's been able to bait Che and run him down. And he's thinking in that moment, one player on B, it's the AWPer, I'm going to run him down. As soon as he starts putting pressure towards the AWPer of Try, who's there? But Che at the back of blue, instantly ready for that duel to happen.
A bit more confidence like that will get Imperial quite a long way. As this match goes a long way. MR3, 12.5k. Magic number 16 now as we enter our first overtime of the night and our first overtime in the first map of the night. I don't know if that's going to be an omen for how the rest of the night is going to go, Dweg. There's no limitations to the buy for the time being. Not quite a double AWP setup from Imperial again. Didn't quite work for them in the regulation rounds. But Try's aggressive AWP is trying to. Doesn't quite have vision with the smoke in the way at Heaven, although there's a lot of players out there to receive.
While it might be 2 on B, it is a slightly different setup, and it's going to be the ramp execute again.
Try turns, M4 needs to support him, and indeed this Wombo combo repositioning on the B bomb site, but I'm still making it work. 2 picks found, no trades. Try providing extra support as Trey turns on, and Try turns a 90-degree shot on Imperial all the same. 13 on the board of Imperial. Very confident stuff on the B defenders now.
And Try was absolutely farming in that best of 3 a few days ago. 34 kills, 16 deaths, over 100 ADR, and the highest rating in server. He's been quiet over the course of train, and even in regulation, we saw a couple of duels from him, but nothing that gives us the glimpses of what we know. First round at OT, we get a round like that, and then I start thinking, okay, this is going to be Try showing what he's made of.
AWP set and true for him. Che this time repositioning. Aggressive angle as Fluxo changed the tact entirely. The A site is the target. The Senti with a decent opening, but no way in Vinny. Responding towards Nix's kill. He tries to double up on Vinny, but now he's on 39 points of health. They need History to chime in once again. Another 2vx where he is the high HP element. No way is watching for them to creep this History check off. Yes, he does, but he misses the shot. No way. Now caught between a rock and a hard place. Can take a peek together. He does get Nix, and History gets the trade. Another 1 on 3 for him to win. He won 1 to 4. Can he do it again?
Beautiful repositioning from nowhere. As soon as he baits the AWP, he's just raiding for the refrag. He's waiting for the other rifler, and this timing could actually catch History out with a knife.
Runs into it, dead. And Che likes the look of that. 14 on the board for the CT side. Springing to life for Imperial now. No more limitations means no more worries for them.
3 rounds in a row now for Imperial, and this is where, not fatigue, but frustration, okay? That you've come in, you had the map point, you've gone into OT, and you haven't had much of a chance. You've been getting bodied by the Imperial side. The last thing that you can do, at least if you can end on a positive note, is disallow that 3-0 CT half.
This time only Che on the B defense. They're reacting to Fluxo's rushes. You might get overwhelmed quickly by these 2 players that are out here. Meanwhile, over in the T-Con, we've got the Senti pushing. History's caught the opening frag over at Ivy, I believe. Starting advantage for the T's. Che now suddenly with a much less bolstered B-bomb site, which is where Fluxo are leaning into. Can Nix or Art get the kill? Yes, Art can. As he creeps forward, Che was not expecting that.
It's just a contact and not much the Imperial can do. They're going to attempt the retake, but 3v5, players out of position, you're going to need a miracle to recover this kind of round.
Last round of the half, so they're going to have to go for it somehow. No way. Vinny does get one trade back on Art at least. Pyria over in Brown Hall's getting a kill up from the heaven position in history. We'll deal with Vinny all the same. Much more confidence from Fluxo to close out and denying the map point from Imperial this time.
Fluxo could be happy with how the end has come down, but I'm just wondering at what point do Imperial get up to map point first and then just show that they've got not only the quality, but the experience to close the game out, to make sure that that opportunity that was granted in regulation goes back to bite Fluxo. And I'm even thinking, if Imperial can come away from being 11-12 down, take train, go into Nuke with confidence, and start on the CT side, that's where they're going to show their best.
Advantage T, Imperial. Need a couple of good rounds. It was Fluxo's better half on the CT side, but Try has struck first into that B bomb site execution. He's ready for Pyria to make his way forward as well. Up just above that smoke. Try's landed him. A wonderfully quick execution, but look at the apartments right here. History's AWP could deny the bomb carrier. He's got a second player as well towards the pop dog angle, but Try and Vinny have got it all marked. There's not a worry in the world right here. Art's in a 1 versus 5. Fluxo have been completely decimated.
Try is putting up multis and he's putting up raw impact. And just AWP picks down on B. Up against the anchor, up against the rotator, and then even up against the sneaky pop dog player. And 2 map points for Imperial to work with now. Fluxo. Oh, I imagine that the nerves are starting to kick in now, aren't they? They're starting to feel all over the place. This is Imperial's map to win.
2 chances to win it. They've looked at a better team overall. And they look confident, they look unstoppable. See that last round. Fluxo bringing out the double ops this time. Art in history. Using it well for Art at the very least. Try first to fall. Look at the aggression towards Ivy. That might still come through from him. No way he's been dropped. And Fluxo may throw a spanner into the works.
This is Art taking matters into his own hands. Of course, a player that used to be a hybrid, an AWPer, out to Ivy. He has shut down all of the lines of offensive and trapped the T's into limited options. They can either go back out from T-Con or Brown Halls, and that's it.
They choose the Brown Halls. Descenti leads his remaining squad mates. Flash banging at Pop Dog going to indicate what's going on right here. I'm still leaving 3 players on A just in case this is a ruse, just in case this is a lurk. I haven't got information on exactly how many players are up there. 1 molly, 1 HE, and 2 flashes to get them into the bomb site. Counter incendiaries there from the Heaven player. Chain out to drop in, does not see anybody. HEs don't land all that damage. Vinny's picked up by Kai. Chain descending, getting a trade back or 2. A bomb plant can just about be secure, and they're all moving in from the backlines here for the CT forces. History almost caught with utility in hand. The HE doesn't land towards the site. History turns on the Senti, and Shay, very impossible clutch to make happen at 17 points of health. He'll get away with 1, but no more than that. Fluxo keep the game going.
It's a pretty good effort considering it's a 3v5. It looks winnable for a moment. If they can cut the rotation, if they can drop History coming out from Zcod, you can see that it forces it into a 2v2. But it's enough of a jiggle to bait the shot and get the swing out. And Fluxo can be very happy that Art had made something happen. And now if I'm in the back of my mind as an in-game leader, do you want to do that again? Do you want to try and be a playmaker? Or do you want to try and utilize that AWP in the late rounds? Art has got to make a firm decision because Fluxo need every advantage possible to force it into another OT.
Initial utility out from the Imperial side who are bringing double AWPs to the table here. Double AWP on T. Not frequent, but certainly an option, given the economy state of overtime, round 6 of overtime. Imperial are playing slow and haven't really gained much pressure. You did see one player try and prod out of T-Con. But no kill for him, no punish from Fluxo. They'll start creeping into the brown halls and again start prodding in at Zed. That's about it though.
This is one of the rare rounds that we haven't seen much of a contact from either squad. And they've tried to slow, and the CTs are trying to hold on to as much U2 in the late round as possible. And that deeper smoke towards T-Con can limit the options of an A split. And the bomb is starting to follow out towards the brown halls, which is only giving us the indication that it's going to be a B site exec. Art's going to be the first one on contact, and if it's not him, it's going to be his teammate on the bomb site.
Art's leaning forward. Looking for a shot, and he lands on Descenti. Pyria now sneaking in from Pop Dog. Try gets a trade, but Pyria doubles up. Bomb drop, runs right into Vinny, but he's done his job. 3v2, try, can't trade. Vinny is all that's alone now, grabbing that bomb and running right for the A bomb site. He might get a little bit of support here with smokes coming down and further flashes involved, but 7 seconds, he needs that plant now. Kai is at least picked up, but is that distraction stall for enough time? History's moving closer, he's done enough at this stage. Vinny does not get the fight he looks for, and we play on.
A decent effort from Vinny right at the end. The issue that they find themselves in is that they've run a lot of the time on the clock. They've been re-smoked towards T-Con, and it's an active info play from Imperial. You can give him all the credit in the world for getting up on Pop Dog, eliminating 2 key players at the right time, just when the exec's coming in. And Fluxo may have been up against 2 map points, but Imperial carry on. The game is not done yet.
Double OT. Our fast map continues. Art continues to impress. Kill on Descenti. 22 deep for him. M4 of Kai extends his own marker against Che. Pyria moving close to contact against Noe, who's caught off Kai all the same. Advantage taken by Fluxo. Look at No Way though, past the red drains. History's going to get caught. Very, very awkward spray. Vinny's got to try and punish it, and indeed he does, but takes a ton of damage. He's lost his teammates 28 HP for what is basically a 1 versus 4. 2 players caught, walks right into the AWP, and Fluxo have the lead.
I want to say that Art has been the more impactful AWPer against History if we're looking from a grand scale. In OT, he's had what? The double push towards Ivy to get the multi-frag. He's then in the previous gun round to make sure it was 15-15, get the first kill in the brown halls, and then right there, he's striking again. He's being an impact player that's working opening picks, that's always putting Imperial in man disadvantages 30-40 seconds into these rounds.
A tactical timeout has just been called. The Imperial squad taking their one in overtime. Only one available in OT. I'm going to stretch it quite far. The way this one's going down, it might end up being a marathon, contrary to our B stream match. Legacy beat Sharks on map 113.9. Imperial now trailing behind Fluxo, still hunting to take away their opponent's map pick. And this kind of brawl is exactly what you wanted to see, Dwayne. You didn't want to see any blowouts. This is far from it. Art blows out the Senti. Kills found from History as well on the site taker. They did lose Pyria as the opening frag. History getting closed on by Che, but a no-scope back close range. Now looks for Vinny, who can punish it. Kai so quick to respond to the last man left alive from Imperial, and now Fluxo pull ahead.
And it's the correct reaction. You lose a frag up against Art towards B, so you want to accelerate. You want to get quickly out to A, and it looks promising. You get it into a 4v4 quickly. They just can't trade the AWPer, can they? They try and put all the util down. They have the molly towards back bomb. They have Che that gets quite close underneath the AWPer of History, but still loses out the fight to the no-scope. And Fluxo make it 17-15 just when Imperial called that tactical.
And History struck first already. The AWPers giving no mercy over to Imperial. Try has traded it on Art, however. The 4-on-4 ensues. And nobody else wants to make a move. Imperial to get pushed on by Nyx right here. How much is he going to gain out of this ramp position? Is him and his teammate there, Imperial. It's going to get very, very dicey depending on how things work up with the smoke. Sees no way peeking out, try being extended upon Imperial, and Nixon made light work of everybody from Imperial here. Descenti's taken 2 back and trying to do damage to history. The nades come forward and the Orpus force back, but right into a perfect angle. He'll scope in and get the shots, and Fluxo have gone flawless on their CT side.
It's a pure gimmick in such a key round of the game. Now, we're starting to notice how pivotal and important the AWP picks have been from both squads. But right there, it's a 4v4, it's a lack of info, and you've got 2 players fading the smoke. Now, I like from Fluxo, they don't just try and fall away straight on first contact of the kill. You want to stay. You want to keep pushing for more and more. And the T side, they're getting desperate to try and get a trade back. So you just keep swinging, you keep putting pressure up, and you just can't find the impact. You've gone from Fluxo having 1 map point in regulation to Imperial having 2 map points in the first overtime to now Fluxo having 3 map points in the second OT. Surely this is closing time.
Got almost every advantage you could wish for. What a moment it would be for Fluxo. Got completely decimated in their last meeting against Imperial, and here they are, returning the favor, struggling through the favor, but returning it nonetheless. Fluxo dictating the pace of this second half. Slow to the uptake, slow to the peaks. Imperial waiting for somebody to make a move.
It's getting very slow in this round in regulation. So different to how Fluxo have been on their city side. We're getting a lot earlier contact, so it's a difference of play style. Vinny aggressive in the T-con area. Has heard a couple of footsteps in the brown halls. Now, if there's contact first from Tribe with the AWP, that will distract the players entering into T-con and hopefully not clearing out Vinny's position.
Smoke to suppress from Che. Utility to block the Fluxo side. Their eyes and their hearts are set on B, or are they? They're turning back to Pop Dog. A last second decision to split A instead.
Try is in a strong position from the back of T-Red to get that AWP in. A little bit of a B fake. The bomb should end A here.
Imperial is going to find Vinny in at T-Con. First man down, Try needs an AWP pick. He was almost baited by Imperial, who sees him, opts not to stick around. They forced out a rotation in from Zed. They take a fight. Art just wins it against Descenti. Che lets 1 player cross and a second as well. Bomb is on site, however, and that's the most important thing. As history gets Che, it's down to a 2v4 from Imperial. Fluxo have finally looked like they've done it, pulling ahead of Imperial, keeping competitive throughout the course of regulation. And now with 3 map points, it looks like they're going to close it with the first one. Nothing that No Way can do but fight in vain. Only a matter of time before the pinch is closing on him, and it's a 19-15 opening map for Fluxo.
And pure disappointment if you're an Imperial player. You've played this squad a handful of days ago and you've slapped them. You've absolutely owned them. You go into a veto, you're being refreshed. You want to go in for a slightly curveball pick. We know that Art & Co. don't play train. We've had a good train result
since January 2023, so it has been basically 2 years for history's part, and very clearly it's a long-term plan that has currently worked for them, at least in terms of this matchup, and if it continues to work for them, then again, Fluxo could be in a very, very good spot. Now, for the Imperial side, we talked about them being underwhelming individually. Who do you think is the one individual that needs to bring up the most into this second map?
Now, when I look at Nuke, I would probably say Vinny as a caller. He likes to get himself set up in a lot of key areas, so yeah, Vinny and Try for me.
All right then, well, that will be on the CT side start, like I said, so let's see how far they'll go in that respect. It's Descenti that looks for first contact alongside Norway on the pistol defensives here, and look at the damage output from Fluxo already from beyond this smoke. Gooshes onto Descenti and Try.
And No Way trying to see if he can cancel that top site hit. Julie's close range at the top of the HUD, but Fluxo cancel. Now, they've still got 3 flashes, so keep your eyes out for a double pump or even a fake towards ramp room.
Try joining Che out here at the ramp defensives, but Also to play double duty towards the outside because nobody's watching that here from the CTs, and eventually with no more presence being seen, he will look to try and watch that a little bit more permanently. I thought he was going to, and goes just double dipping back towards that hell entrance. Might be worth it though. Fluxo are considering their options. Ramp could still be a target, but they're forming up inside lobby right now.
And it's coming down to No Way to see if Imperial can actually win this pistol. With 2 players being goosed, he's got to do some damage.
Both on the bomb side defensive. Tries now made his way up. Chase on his way in. Vinny with a decent kill downstairs. Meanwhile, headshot on the first, second, not quite the third. History and Nyx have traded it back to a 3-on-3 and making it 2 with No Way instantly overwhelmed on the bomb side defensive. Trying to adjust against them coming back up. Chase caught in rotation all the way down towards that B bomb site. And Julie's getting the better of the last player on defense. The 1v2 clutch for the retake.
And there's only so much that Try can do. His job there is to minimize the damage from the lobby lurk. He's on low HP and he gets caught from the vent players coming back up. Chase come back into lobby and the T's have separated themselves. I'm surprised they're both giving 1v1s here.
Still going to work out well for Nyx though. Triple in this round. Wonderful play pistol there from Fluxo. Carry momentum over from the first map into the second. Pistol T-side start. No bomb plant bonuses available for the CT side as you would expect. There might be a pretty harsh eco on the board for them. Imperial have been a little bit tentative with the force buys. Yeah, just tank this one and go for the rifles in the next.
Legacy and Imperial are the only teams in this closed qualifier that played at the Shanghai Americas RMR. Imperial the only one to actually go to the major. Both teams will be looking at this qualifier saying we are prime for Dallas. We want to prove that we can do it. But Fluxo might have something else to say about that.
Of course, Legacy leading the charge still on their Sharks matchup. Art leading the charge for Fluxo. It was actually History that takes the first peek and pick with the MAC-10s involved. Plenty of cash being gained by him from range. $1,200 in cash kill bonuses. There should be no more resistance from Imperial against the rifles. These 2 USPs shouldn't get much more of value in this round. Maybe Imperial or Art could fall to a cheeky headshot that comes in from Vinny. Nope. Standard stuff from Fluxo. Here come the guns from Imperial.
We know from a tactical point of view, from the in-game leaders, that Nuke was liked quite a lot from both squads. Vinny on Furia and, of course, Art on Furia was one of their key maps in the pool. Like a lot of vent dives, a lot of late lurks, outside pops, a little bit gimmicky at times. So there's no surprise that both Nuke has sort of been reintroduced into the pool for both of these squads to play, now on Fluxo and Imperial.
Warps in on Try. Glass cannon in this round. Smokes it across immediately, Imperial down towards Secret. No one's watching it here from Imperial.
So he ran making noise, but everyone else is walking. So it might only be the tell that there's one player down at the Secret.
Bit of misdirection because nobody's watching it, so no one can grab that information either. Try's only now getting to heaven as Art dives down the vent. That might be a bit more of an indication of what's going on here. Vinny's going to consider the rotation as the center gets challenged. Reload potential, allowing Vinny a double kill on the spray down. Art and Nyx caught. The Senti now supports him. Bombs on site, and Che's going to get it. Pyria and Kai, 2 versus 5. They will get 1 pick on return. The outside player needs to come in real quick and support Pyria because he's all alone right now.
They just get the bomb down, try and stall, and hope that Kai can somehow get in the backline to do some damage.
Flash is turned away from. Kill found. Transfer to the second does a ton of work, but not enough for the kill. The glill's been revealed. Getting a turn on towards the Senti. Needs to kill No Way Off next, and he does do so. 1v1, a 1v3 attempt. We've seen one from History already, but we see one from Kai. The AWP in the hands of Try. Molotov up, trying to block him. Kai's burning. HE sent towards the AWP's position. He's got no defuse kit either. He's got no time, and he'll fall quick with no Kevlar either. 3 rounds on the board of Fluxo, 3 kills on the board of Kai. Another clutch for Fluxo.
Imagine being Vinny in that round. You've got the read, okay? You've got the idea it's a lower play. You go down in the vent, and you're getting 2 kills on the defense against Art. It's the perfect setup. You've got players at lower. You've got Crossfire set, and then 10 second by 10 second, it starts slowly unraveling, and you get Fluxo that are starting to work the unthinkable. That was a round made in its bed for Imperial, but it's been stolen away by Fluxo.
Brilliant stuff for Kai. The Furia Loney from Furia Academy specifically. And his impactful moments over on Train. Here on Nuke, he's just taken over a significant swing opportunity for the Fluxo side when it really felt like they were beat to rights there in that 2v5. Imperial only on the half buy. Cannot really afford to do much other than just die at this stage. No damage done towards Fluxo. Molotov on nowhere, forcing him out and into his demise.
A lot of players in server today that have come up through Academy ranks. I look at Kai on Fury Academy, Piria also on Fury Academy, Nix for the stint on MIBR Academy, Descenti that was on Fury Academy, and then even the analyst for Imperial, Hiskey, who was the head coach for Enigma Galaxy and Imperial female in sort of the female scene. You've got all slightly different routes on how you can go in sort of the more grassroots, lower levels, and then start bringing them up to the higher degrees.
Definitely fitting within Fluxo's proclivity for developing players. Developing another matchup right now, 4-0 to the start of the T side of Nuke. Imperial need to get their start in soon. Otherwise, we could again be considering the possibilities of that 2-0 for the Fluxo side. Descenti in against Art. Good kill found. Starting advantage for Imperial this time.
Well, you know that Art's going to be playing around the door quite a lot. He's going to be waiting for those vent dives. Fast, aggressive, out towards ramp. A lot of damage done towards the CT perspective, meaning that Nix is basically done, but somehow he gets the kill against the rotator at Hell.
Alongside the follow-up from Kai as well means the man advantage is tipped well and truly in the favor of the T side. Vinny revealing himself by opening up the double doors, trying to apply pressure by presence, but without getting any of the kills right here. There's a low HP player at the top end of the rafters. The bomb's going to go down towards Old Toxic. Advantage still for Fluxo, but not for long. Vinny takes out Nix to a 3-on-3. Two players going to swing him. History with the AWP pick back on Vinny. Now turning his attention towards the double doors, but both CTs are inbound from ramp. Kai's about to discover this. The incendiary sent towards Dark. Is that going to spread towards History? I don't think it will. They might think it's clear. It's a very, very shallow Molotov though, so Noah's going to try and pre-fire it, and History's going to catch him with a no-scope. Descenti now needs his own 3K clutch. Faced on by History, gets taken aback. No defuse kit once again. Kai needs to hold his nerve for another impactful clutch from him. 5-0 now for Fluxo.
I'm being funny, Jay, but that Dark Emo molly is probably one of the easiest mollies to throw on the lower bomb site rotation from ramp. You get on the wall, you aim at the fire extinguisher, and you left-click throw, and that's it. Instead, he's tried to Under Armour and do it on the fly. Mate, that's cost you the round. That molly lands correctly, you make it uncomfortable for History, you force him out in the open. I can't be saying stuff like that. Rookie mistakes, schoolboy errors being made from Imperial, and Fluxo are capitalizing on it.
A tacticals timeout's been called for Imperial because they need to address things like that. Because you are right. Had to fight History more directly and they couldn't get the kill for it, and no scope took out the aggressing player, and then from there time just ran out in Imperial. Yet to start on this CT side, and they will not have any more goodbyes for it as well. Hero M4 with FAMAS and pistols on the half invest. Max loss bonus will contribute towards the investment in the next round, but Fluxo, it's going to be a 6-0 on their opening half. More than likely given the way that they're playing.
Well, let's just consider the last two gun rounds. Vinny drops outside of the vent against Art, gets 2 kills. That one right there. Art gets called in the squeak door, opening man advantage. Imperial just aren't closing these man-up scenarios.
And Vinny's getting desperate on the outside control. Swing out into Piria. Piria instantly executes him. He tries Deagle, hoping for a headshot. He ain't got a hope in hell though. Descenti does. M4 at heaven. Double up. Almost a 3rd kill into History. Kai, Art, and History stand off in a 3-on-3. Those rifles could get dropped and picked up by Che if they can extend out, but the problem is that they're hunting them, they're holding presence over them here, Fluxo. Very key open space for Che to swing up and grab these guns for. Oh, the AWP's not watching it, though. History almost went down. Che fortunate, well, History rather fortunate that Che missed his shot there. Right by on Kai also to identify him. So now all players are tagged. Art finally swings in. No way's going to go dropping. May even look for a bit more.
And Che needs to get this timing. Spam is pretty good from Art. The M4 in the rafters, off angle. Descenti needs to capitalize on Art, and he does.
Now needs to get Kai next up. High HP player for the T's. Senti drops off at the right moment. The 5-7 comes forward from Che, and suddenly History is the man up for the clutch, running all the way down towards the ramp. He's going for the B-side dive. I believe they heard his footsteps, so now he's got to do this the hard way. 17 seconds. Up close. Double doors contested. Bomb stuck. Players coming in towards Decon. AWP scoped in. Both players peek, and History doesn't know where to look, so Imperial will get their first round.
They don't even open up the double ball to sort of try and strike him or get him off the bomb. They just play together. They make sure they open double and single at the same time. And the round gets won basically because of Descenti and him only. Outside, it was looking uncomfortable. They were losing quite a lot. It was the Heaven player that struck in, and even with Art's insertion towards main, it's not enough to recover the round all the way. And Che with 2, Descenti with 3. My factor, though, that is in the back of my mind is while it's a good round, while it's one that gets you started, it takes a bit of a step back from the T's economy being built up, when are they going to show it in a legitimate gun round? Because as of right now, they are struggling to close a lot of positions where they've got the advantage, where they're in the prime position to make it another round or maybe even more.
The Fluxo lead by 4 at a 5-1 margin. I've seen this scoreline before. First half of train where Imperial led, will Fluxo suffer a similar fate? Bit more outside presence from Vinny. It got players smoked off the diagonals. One player also on top of Silo was bearing down upon them. Vinny's checking it, but not all the vision can be seen. The team's going to break away from that outside default and start playing indoors instead. And this is what it looked like. They may be setting up more smokes towards outside.
One of the differences that Imperial have is the in-game leader on the outside position, constantly looking to fight from back team red, from garage, credit. I don't often see in-game leaders be in the star position. And more impact from Vinny, more readability in the rounds. Descenti just jiggling from the edge of main. Vinny not seeing anything on the top of it.
Another smoke down from the CT side to block entries into the A-bomb site. 2 smokes left for them, only 1 remaining for Fluxo, at least in their pouches. I'm not sure if there's any more dropped in at the T-spawn rather. Kai moving with the lobby players. Nix Imperial playing outside. Imperial in particular pressing into position. AK sprays, Molotov damage to Descenti in no way. Vinny trying to get this opening kill here. Kai and Nix instantly execute no way in Vinny. Descenti revealing himself, and Art gets caught, but still gets the kill. Che finally with the trade on outside, but they've got the bomb site access. Imperial locked out. This has to be a save call.
Fundamentally, Fluxo are playing some decent CS. That's low time on the clock, not a huge amount of util, and they're being quite creative with it. You've got an A split with a late lurk in from main, the door play of Art being quite comfortable while even being smoked off. Molly's going down, forcing CTs out in the open, good flash assists. Overall, Fluxo have generated not so much a good game plan, I would say, Jay, but they've executed the rounds to decent perfection. They've got good timings, they're peeking off each other well. Anytime you can run the fundamentals to a high level, even if it is just basic, you'll find yourself being very successful on this T side. Imperial is struggling to hold on here, and the scoreline is getting taken away from them, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have your chance of one, you don't follow up, yeah, you're keeping players alive, but Fluxo are running away with this first half, and their goal and expectation will be posting 8 or 9 T rounds, which would be a godsend in such an important game.
And everyone's contributing to it in pretty much equal fashion. Look at the numbers, the kill count, 6 apiece. Art ahead of 7. Imperial had 128 ADR. Contrast that to Imperial, who talked about Try lacking in performances from that last map. He's only on 1 kill. No way is 0 and 7. And Kai has just caught Descenti once again, stepping up to the plate for the Fluxo side and once again delivering in kind. Check out Mini. History is going to get smoked off from Squeaky Door, however, opting not to stick around. All on his lonesome. Art spotting players on outside, the AWP in particular. Molotoving Art out into the open. Still no further resistance from the Imperial side. They back off entirely.
Even talking about No Way, he's the A-site anchor that's focusing towards Hut. It's a difficult role to play because you're mainly just fighting against the top site hits and you're never rotating for anything else. But when you're not putting up damage, when you're not putting up trades, A is being exposed open. And that's why Fluxo have liked these A splits, execs, the vent dives, because they're noticing where the weak points are. And Try is hoping that he can get a door pick when that smoke clears. And Che is jiggling on the backside of the rafter. Someone needs to develop a fight. Someone's got to force it into a 4v4.
And Che's just backing off. Initial prods from Fluxo, not getting anything out there. Ramp, Imperial gets something on the outside. Tries, Orb can strike. 570 in the way. No way gets two. Finally, a bit of impact to the backside. A 3-on-2 established now by Imperial. You still got Nyx and you still got Art. Art burning a little bit. Bomb's been lost towards the T side for now. 15 seconds. Need to find a way in. No way to try for blind shots. At close range, you still got Try. He falls. Nyx trying to force it out. Needs to get this bomb down now, though. Needs support from that backline player. Sees the individual. No way. Pressured by just sure fear. And Che will try and trade back. And he'll be successful in that regard. Star man for Imperial at this juncture. A very important round for them to take.
Well, Imperial finally show up with a bit of X Factor. You spoke about it, Jay, sort of in the pre-show, that we felt that Fluxo had a lot more than Imperial did. That's a round that feels quite uncomfortable, but oh, hang on a second. Tries in a strong position from close vent corner. You've got No Way on the back of A who manages two, and they're just time stalling. They're all trying to play off of one another. You have a good clutch to come in from Che on the rotation from Heaven, but it doesn't keep many players alive. And that's what you've now got to be considering going into round 9, is there is a constant reset potential because Imperial just aren't having enough players staying alive in these rounds.
Four to the good on Fluxo. Still a lot of room to make up here from Imperial, but can this be the start of things to come on the CT side? No way. Finally getting his starting and kills in this one, but Art's taken down Try to continue to keep his own numbers low. Advantage T, Kai now going in with the vent dive, silent as they may. HE is on descent, he will reduce the HP for himself. Vinny trying for an outside play, getting a kill, damage return. Imperia's found descent in the meantime, so the man advantage stays here with the T side. Imperia's looking for more. How much is he going to get though? Timing on that Heaven player could be a concern. Flashed against, keeping him blinded. Art's gone down. History has just caught Vinny. So once again, Fluxo maintain their advantages here. Che, outside of Heaven, now down towards Hell, has left it open for one more T-side player to take control. That's Pyria moving up. They just evaded each other completely until Pyria looks back, gets his spray, and No Way is in a 1 versus 3.
Now you have to go back and replay that round, Jay. Look at the demo. There was a slight shadow advantage. Anytime you go up on Heaven, depending on which side of the rafters you're on, you make a little bit of a shadow, and it wasn't recognized by Che. When he rotated down from the ladder, he didn't see it while it was on his screen, and it's just those small little moments that can make a bit of a difference. For Fluxo, it's controlled chaos, isn't it? We're seeing a lot of aggressive duels being made, a lot of space being taken, but everyone knows exactly where they need to be at the right time and who's holding what. They are running riot against Imperial today.
Purely and truly, all things going well. Pyria has struck again. As is Kai on No Way indoors. Descenti and his rifle may need to step up, but alongside Che, they just can't seem to get enough done. Kai's mowed through 2 more. This Deagle is not winning a ace clutch. Not like this. Not with the way that Fluxo have been playing. Not with the way that Imperial have been playing. And they all get to 8 rounds on the T half-dweg. No recoveries from Imperial, it seems.
Well, I've got my fingers crossed that we get another rematch tomorrow. Because I'm thinking, we had a game 3 days ago, which was a blowout. We've now had a game today, which was close, but then Nuke was a blowout. And then I'm thinking, ooh, imagine if there's a match tomorrow. So this Fluxo Imperial rivalry, it seems as if it started already in 2025.
Blowout in one direction, seems to be a blowout in the other one right here for Fluxo. Lost the overtime contention on Train and all. Might give a slight advantage to Imperial on the records for that much, but even so, the way this is going down, I mean, I'm kind of in agreement with you. Remember, double Elim bracket, so victory of this match will go to play the victor of Legacy and Sharks later on tonight, but there is a lower bracket and grand final to play on tomorrow. Vinny Certainly wants to be in that upper bracket position as he takes down Art to start things off, trying to change the pace, trying to change the narrative from Imperial. That's just one pick found so far. Second one's got to come in and try delivers.
The 2 CTs already rotated down to the lower bomb site. A strong crossfire, one from single door. Vinny that can play observation window and from double. He is getting mollied, so that will force a reposition.
Kai swing, spray is awkward and very tight angle against Vinny at that, so the kill comes in for the FAMAS. Che gets 2 on the bomb site defensive more directly. And that is a bit more like it from Imperial, a third on their board. Fluxo, of course, have plenty of cash to buy in to go for number 9. It's still a very, very plausible scoreline to have for the T side and one that's very, very tasty for them. Orps in for history and try for this round.
In the last 3 months, Imperial have won 12 out of 14 best of 3s, losing only to Complexity at the Major and Team Solid in a grand final 2 weeks ago. Who could have seen a potential 0-2 in an online qualifier? History on the top of the roof, setting up some early util towards A.
Flash is sent. No way he's got Incendiary in his hand. Vinny for a spray down attempted to pass the squeaky door smoke. The Senti is the man that opens up the round though as Art tries to swing towards him, get some decent damage, but not the kill.
And Nyx is waiting for a further prod in from Hart. And just seeing if there's a slight info play. It seemed as if there was going to be a lineup outside for History to set up some outside smokes. And try and see if you can draw an over rotation. It seems like it should be an inner play. And Try is rotating instantly as soon as he sees the diag.
Back to a boost angle, try and look over the smokes. No one's going to be there for him. Nyx instead, indoors on the upper bomb site, taking no way down. Molotovs will try to push them back as Descenti to reposition. Vinny's going to get caught by Kai, and he turns quickly on towards Descenti and starting to pull ahead of his flare count of his teammates. 13, 14 deep now. He's going for the quadra. Try might just feed him right here. Headshots are plenty for the young man, and it's a 9-3 half for Fluxo, a decimating T-side that could send Imperial to the lower brackets. Been a tough map from Imperial, 3-9 down at the turn, but Fluxo, they have been loving things. Kai's been loving things. Pyria has been loving things right now.
Indeed he has, and there's a good reason for it, Jay. Going up against an ex-teammate of Descenti, over 200 maps played on HLTV together on Fury Academy and O Plano, and now just 4 rounds away from dropping them into the lower brackets.
Not the only Fury Academy, former Fury Academy player in server right now. Kai is on the top frag position. To think as well, in spring last year, people were calling him not good enough for Furia. Maybe on the international stage they might be right, but today it's a very different story. Fluxo on the CT side, starting to press on for the lobby crunch and the pistols. Kai is moving closer alongside Nix, who's caught Descenti first and foremost, and swung upon Try as well. Vinny in the back line, seen there at the close vent corner. Che has caught Kai at least to trade back one impactful man, but there's so many more on the Fluxo side. History's fallen to a 3v3, though the chances are opened up.
In for the vent, making a lot of noise, but no one's giving him a jewel.
Pyria finds his fight, and eventually Art gets his as well. Che to fall. Vinny now closing in from hell. 1 versus 3, making his move up. He's back his turn towards Pyria, who domes him and instantly takes control of the pistol for the Fluxo side. 10-3. Oh dear, Imperial. It looks like they've not got many more chances to get back into this one.
Well, they've got to buy it up, don't they? Bomb plant 2 kills. I'm looking at the score and I'm thinking there's no way you're going to light buy here. You've got to send it. You've got to buy up all the way.
AK on Che.
Intriguing.
But that's it. Hero weapon drop by No Way.
Now let's see. The new player into the Imperial squad. There's a lot of pressure on him in round 14 to make something happen.
And he gets nothing done at the ramp entrance. No Way. And Vinny actually turned that damage into pistol kills alongside Try. It's actually, ironically, of all things, not the rifle that manages to get this thing back under control for the T side. Art sees what's going on for Try downstairs. You've got Kai moving in with the M4. Takes the fight, wins it, doubles up. Ugh. He is playing like an MVP kind of game right now. It might have been evens between these players on the Fluxo side, but now Kai is pulling ahead of his teammates, pulling ahead of Imperial. One more pick in this round available of Try, a 1 versus 2. The M4 is so ready for him.
And the one round in particular that was an eye-opener to how much impact Kai's having from Fluxo is the last in regulation in the first half. And Kai does get baited out here from the observation. Now he can just wait for Art. As long as they play together, there should be no way that Try can win this.
Trying to rotate. Oh, I think Art knows what's coming here. Waiting and biding his time. Careful to position, expecting that Try might have been moving away. And right to assume so, because a possibility. Kai started to back off. Might concede this B bomb site control with 30 seconds to go. Try's got to hit one of these two. B was the obvious option. As soon as it comes down, though, they'll hear it, they'll know it. And Kai's still watching for this wraparound, so to come in from vent, this is basically Try becoming a goner. Knives pulled out and everything as if you weren't convinced. Triple in for the M4. 18 kills in this map. Fluxo. Well, I guess for Imperial, they are holding out a little bit. I hope the fact that they didn't invest all the way into that round. Still got 3 players worth of damage, so this next buy, as broken as it might be, need to convert upon said economic impact and try and reset Fluxo as best they can.
And perhaps it's a rough day in the office, and you don't want to be leaning on that, especially when you've got to play your losers matchup straight after. You don't have tomorrow to go and play it. You can't use that as an excuse in such an important qualifier. Lobby crunch coming in, damage being done, Art to get the first, and the T's just back off. They start running towards outside instead.
Vinny's down, Try is down, took Nix with him at least. Descenti on 15 points of health though. Surely he's not going any further from here. Starting advantage for Fluxo, looking to extend it even more so. Guys hearing them, making their way towards Secret and outside. History's going to smoke off against Che. Descendi starts to move, back turned away from Kai's corner position, so he gets his piece of the pie for this round. 2v4 for Che and No Way. Che can strike back on one, but now he's low.
It's just been absolutely farmed out on Nuke.
Yeah.
And it comes back to the 2 map points on Train not being converted that say, well, that was the ticket. And that would have at least opened up the occasion to a final map decider. Che's got a pretty good timing, but 22 points of health. I don't see any magic being made in this kind of round.
Imperial's going to get him anyway. Back of the head. And there is no way for no way to win this round. This should be 12-3. There should be map point, and that's exactly what it is. Heavy investments from the T side. Of course, we'll have to convert up another force buy right here and now. It's 9 map and series points for Fluxo. Legacy wait in the wings of the upper bracket final. It's Sharks that will be taking on Imperial for elimination later tonight as well over on the D stream. It seems like our upper bracket final is pretty much all set at this stage though, Dwayne, minus an absolute miracle from Imperial. And I'm surprised they haven't called tactical here or even in the round before to try and change their fortunes, because fortune has not been smiling on them here today.
No, not at all. Imperial to just watch the edge of that re-smoke towards ramp, just in case they try and pop and they try and run out with accelerated pace. Imperial just don't have much leverage in this round. Perhaps you look at Try with the AK or No Way with the Galil to make something happen. One player on T-roof, a couple of players out towards ramp. Imperial towards the back of Red is in a strong pos to fight against them.
It's that pretty waiting. Nothing's being received for now. Tag and Descenti's been the start here. Kai partially body blocking that one smoke, but not all the way there to Mini. Try's now been seen. Period about to face the onslaught. Alongside History, though, they can combine. They go 1-for-1 on the trade counts, and History will repeat for a bit more. Che can trade that back on his Galil, and now Kai rotates it down into Decon to watch that B bomb site. They recognize that that might end up being a hit. Nyx has also got a good read on Vinny the same.
It's all about timing on whether Vinny takes contact first before the door player, and whether this Mustang angle is even being pre-aimed.
Art finds Descenti. They're down to 2. Nyx has not moved. No need to do so. Vinny does. Utility in hand. Dead. Che. Top fragger of Imperial. 1-on-3 to make happen. Right idea about the rafters check, and he does get Nyx there. Bomb plant can be secure, but now Art and Kai start moving in. They're both going to come in from the exact same angle. Che, but I hope they're not looking the same place at the same time. Nade sent his direction. He avoids them. Flash to the right-hand side of the bomb site as well to reposition over at the hut. They actually completely sussed this out. Art thinks he's still back behind the silos. Che could play a very cheeky off angle, but if Art gets isolated, it still gives Kai a chance. 19 kills deep for him. Che needs to win this fight, and he will do so. A 1v3 going the way of Imperial this time as they extend play for just a little bit longer.
Well done from Che. The timing on that reposition was just perfect. And being able to cross out from the sight line and give yourself the off. And Fluxo, I'm still looking at this buy thinking, from us, MP9, Scout. Yeah, this could still close, couldn't it? This could still get the job done.
Yeah, it is. That's the scary part about it. Just the way that Fluxo have been playing so far. Auto shotguns in play for History. Where's he put himself? Downstairs, over on the B-bomb site, alongside Periot. Indoors lobby control coming out from the Imperial side. Kai and Art on outside defensive, and Nyx defending A more directly. Che may be the one to take first contact. Very slow to the uptake from Imperial. They know that they can't afford to take this round lightly.
And when you've got a team that's on a 9-game winning streak like Imperial are, that are just smashing teams, you expect the first loss to end the streak is going to be a 13-11 kind of game. Or one that goes into OT. You're not expecting it to be a scoreline and a blowout like it is on Nuke right now. And Nyx just jiggling. As soon as he gets contact or some util against him, that's when he can drop.
Incendiary on Descenti, forcing him back. Kai turns 180, but Vinny catches him off guard with the AK-47. Nyx is still in a close quarters position, somehow finding a cheeky angle ahead of the Molotov. No's going to make his way out and still gets picked up, but Che burned his teammate alive. 3-on-2 allowed. Scout tags up one. The XM going to have to close in from range. He's got a bomb with him. Art's right here. Is History about to make history? Try grabbing that bomb, making a lot of noise about it, but History not looking to act just yet. He's moving closer to position, opting not to give away any information. Has finally been seen. Charges up. Players around the corner. Che will get him. Imperial will maintain themselves for a little bit longer with Fluxo's eco inbound as well. They've finally broken the CT economy. Still a very long way back.
And Che's doing everything in his power to just survive at the moment, to keep bringing individual impact. And for a guy that's been on the team less than 2 weeks, that used to play for the Fluxo organization, this has got to be a tough game for him this early on, to be up against some of the very best in what is your local scene. And you might look at ECL in the best of ones, but when you're here in best of threes with a lower bracket to qualify to an event like Dallas, there's a lot on the line.
Che taking the Pro 90 into the back of the A-bomb site. It's Imperial rushed their way in with the easiest take of the site of the map up so far. Only upgrade pistols available for select players on the Fluxo side, making it always going to be an easy enough round for Imperial. Let's see if Fluxo can do any damage here. One good headshot on a gun, one good dig is all you need sometimes. Imperial's not going to be successful in that endeavor though. The Senti has been spotted, actually does get domed in by Kai's USP. The 5-7 from Nyx can't get away with much more. And Kai will only be successful in that one frag, so. 6 more to go. Fluxo still going SMGs into this round.
Well, they want to give themselves a good buy round. They're looking at things and saying, let's get the AWP up. Let's get full M4s, full util, full kits. We're on series point. At least if we invest fairly heavy, we can still give ourselves a good chance of closing the round, but just not the best chance yet.
We have one M4 at least for Art. Look how quickly Nyx is going to make his way in, fight on the Senti and still get the kill. Lobby crunch coming out from Kai as well. Round the corner, you've got Vinny and Co. Can't quite find the fights against them. However, the outside players, meanwhile, running their way down towards Secret. That will get heard by Art. The T's start backing away from that position, knowing that they've lost lobby control, and AK picked up a history instead. He actually refunded the SMG to grab that rifle. Suddenly 2 in play.
Vinny just gets caught. At least Piri is down at lower. Having an MP9 to just go 1-for-1 will stall and try and do some damage.
Art towards the outside, trying to find an angle. There's actually a big gap in that smoke to the left. Vinny has caught him, however. Piria jumps around the corner there at the double doors downstairs on the B-bomb site, finds the AWP and the bomb, but goes down quickly in trade. History is now set up to the B rafters. How many players is he going to find? Molly's to cut rotations. Kai on the way in with the M4 now recovered. And that towards Ram. No one's going to check this upper corner. No way does in the end. History fallen. But Kai comes up with a double. No way and Vinny are down. Kai's got 22 to go 23. Not quite. But Nyx has got all the info in the world. So much more being given away by Che. The double doors are closed. He plants down towards Decon. Taps it once. Open doors up for Nyx. Close range. But the AK wins the fight. And they got dicey from Imperial. But they hold on for a little bit longer still.
It comes down to Che again, who's playing just his 30th map for Imperial to have another clutch, to be able to win another 1vx. Looked as if Kai had done enough. With the damage that he brings on rotation towards Ramp, everything set up. Very well played. Close the doors, get on the other side of it, get the bomb down, and then just draw the fight. And Fluxo will be happy with what was brought in that last round, because now they can focus up on the gun rounds.
2 players on 22 frags on either side. Fluxo with Kai, Che on Imperial. And these 3 players making all the difference. Che, especially in these later few rounds, Imperial's squad have basically been carried by him out of survival.
And is that a good sign? Is that a bad sign? Your brand new, fresh player is getting you out of trouble. It's great for a new signing, but what about the other guys? What about the core that's qualified to 2 majors last year?
I mean, certainly in the context of this matchup, a bad sign, because there's still a comeback from 12-3. And 5 rounds to go for the Imperial camp. Train needs some backup, or he needs to continue just doing monstrous, unbelievable things. And any one round could shut it down. Fluxo did all that damage with just a basic set of SMGs and such. History's AWP now in play, and he's found no way to kick things off in ramp.
Now, Vinny's trying to take the space on the cancel to try and insert himself to hell and perhaps set up an A split. You've got the Senti that can come out from door.
Vinny up. Finds a fight on Artcourt. Napping down on the bomb site. Nyx can still get a kill. Che will trade it. Pyria starting to sneak forward alongside Kai here in hell. We'll see his teammate and tries AWP. Contested by a quick jumping M4. Kai leads the charge again. HE sent towards site. And Incendiary is to block out the back of the silos. Che will get forced into the open and into his demise, but Descenti still trades back onto Pyria. 1 versus 2. On the diffuser going to go. History knows exactly where he is. Kai can just hold the whole thing. Descenti's going to make his way up. History needs to protect his teammate, and that's exactly what he does. And that is a map and series for Fluxo. 2-0 over Imperial. They move to the upper bracket finals.
It's a good result, and it's one that is surprising. Now, I know we sort of brought it up early in the day, Jay, that when you've got a best of 3 in limited span of times, you do expect a different outcome. We saw a different veto. We also saw a very different result. We get a 2-0 in the other